Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of John Matrixx Talks Movies. If this is your first time visiting the channel, please hit subscribe to catch future videos from me. Today, would you like to see an R-rated Star Wars movie? Yes, an R-rated Star Wars movie. Now, I never thought that it would actually happen, but now, with the Game of Thrones guys on board to make their own Star Wars movies, I think that it is a possibility that it could happen. Now, I would have never have thought that it would happen before Logan and Deadpool, two comic book characters, and usually comic book movies are geared towards little children. Those movies were R-rated, and they were highly successful, and they were critically acclaimed. They were very, very good movies. So I was thinking now, would we ever see an R-rated Star Wars movie? And for many years, I always thought, no, Star Wars should never be R-rated. I thought the closest that we can ever get to an R rating was Revenge of the Sith, but that was rated PG-13. And in that movie, maybe if they actually showed Anakin killing the younglings, that would have been probably pretty close to an R rating. Maybe if there was a set scene between Anakin and Padme, maybe that would have gotten closer to an R rating. But as far as the violence go, we've always seen, characters lose an arm, things like that. But that was never really an R rating. But now that David Benioff and D.B. Weiss are involved, and we've seen how successful Game of Thrones has been, and if Game of Thrones was a movie, it would be an R rating. Actually, in the earlier seasons, it was pretty much NC-17, so the old rated X rating, because there was a lot of nudity, there were sets, a lot of bad language, very, very violent also. But now that these guys are on board, I think there is a possibility that their Star Wars movies could actually be R-rated. So I'm expecting their movies to be highly violent. I don't know if these movies are going to be on a streaming service or going to the cinema. I think they'll go to the cinema. Now, that would be a very, very big experiment if they took Star Wars to the limits of violence, nudity, and sets on screen. Now, I don't think we're going to see sets on screen. I don't think they're going to go all out Game of Thrones, but I do think it is possible they can actually go the Logan route to where it's that type of an R-rated movie. And R-rated movies usually don't make as much money at the box office. And also Star Wars is owned by Disney. And so I don't know if they want to push Star Wars to that limit right now. But I think one day it actually may happen. And these guys may be the ones to do it. I expect them to have a very, very violent Star Wars movie. And I think their standalone movie may actually be Old Republic. So maybe we'll get into, the Sith Wars and things like that with a lot of violence, that kind of thing. Even really just to have, a passionate kiss in a Star Wars movie is, kind of borderline. I mean, the only people that we've ever really seen kiss in Star Wars is Anakin and Padme and Han Solo and Leia. Well, Luke and Leia too. That was a little weird, but that's pretty much it. So if we start getting, the decapitations back, that's something that Disney hasn't given us in the new movies. If they expand that to actually showing the blood when a character gets their hand cut off, like Luke did, or Anakin in Attack of the Clones, If you start having blood gushing out, as it probably should, then you could probably get an R rating. Maybe they'll push, you know, the bad language a little bit more than they normally do also. But I don't know, how do you guys feel about an R-rated Star Wars movie? I think if it's done in the right way, it could work. I would like to see an R rating from an action standpoint, the violence standpoint, not really from a bad language standpoint. And I don't really want to see sets in Star Wars, but that's the way I feel about it. I don't know how you guys feel about it. Let me know how you feel about an R-rated Star Wars movie. Would you go see it? Would you even let your kids go see it? So we'd always known that Star Wars has always supposedly been geared towards children, but a lot of the people that actually grew up with the original trilogy, we're all adults now, and you know, we like our violence. We like Terminator. We like movies like that. So let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments. If you're new here to the channel, please hit subscribe to catch future videos from me, and we will catch you on the next video. John Matrixx, out.